Okay, I think we're recording. All right. So my name's Cassie. I invited my sister Mahala's team and my friend Jenna's team. They're on the same team, but I invited them to join us on the call. So some of their team might not know me. So my name's Cassie Terry. I'm a Ruby ambassador with Plexus. My sisters are Erin Zimmerman and Audrey Parker, who you all should know because I believe that would be everybody's upline. Well, Erin might not be. Audrey is for sure everybody's upline. Erin is one of Audrey's other level ones. So anyway, so this call, I've had a lot of people on my personal team, a lot of my personal level ones have gone silver in the last 6 months. So I decided to do this call to help them go to gold. And let me tell you that gold is hard. You can ask pretty much any diamond ambassador and they will tell you that the jump from silver to gold is the hardest jump of all the ranks. So if you're waiting to get to gold, if you're working to get to gold, don't panic. You're in the hardest part. You know how sometimes when you're in a college class and the professor really kicks your tail on the first test and you're like, oh my goodness, maybe I don't need to be a nurse. They do that for a reason, and it's to see if you have the guts to finish. I kind of feel like the Plexus ranks are the same. Silver's pretty easily attainable, you know, with some consistent effort and some good, hard, solid work there. Silver's pretty attainable, but that jump to gold, that's going to show who has the guts and who wants to get rich quick. Some people do get rich quick, Celeste Gwynn, in this business, but we're not all Celeste and we all don't know as many people as Celeste. So do not compare yourself to her. That would be ridiculous. So this call is for those of you that are looking to go silver, you're almost silver, or you're looking to go gold. So these are just some tips and tricks that I've picked up over the last almost 3 years, and hopefully you'll be able to get a little bit of some good nuggets out of it. You may know some of it already, but there may be a couple people on here that are fairly new. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in order to go gold, you must first go silver. So most of you probably know what it takes to go silver. You need 3 qualified ambassadors, level 1 on your team to go silver. What does that mean, qualified? Well, they have to have 100 PV come through their website within that month. That does include welcome packs. For the silver promotion, welcome packs do count. They have to have their auto qualification turned on. This is super, super important. There's a girl on my team that at 10 p.m. On the last day of April had somebody else join her team. The 3rd person joined her team, but her ambassador number 2 did not have their auto qualification turned on, and she was not able to get a hold of them before midnight to turn it on so that she could hit her silver promotion. So she has to wait until the end of this month when their auto qualifications go through for that silver ambassador promotion to kick in. So yes, that was a hard lesson, and you know, I had never had that happen, and so I didn't know that was the case. So I felt bad for letting that happen, but you live and you learn. So I'm telling you now, so you can tell your people. Auto qualifications have to be on 100 PV, whether that's welcome pack or that's a sale. Go through their website, and voila, you're a silver ambassador. So you have to hit silver before you can hit gold. And why do I say that? Because you have to have 3 level 1s. If you have 2 level 1s and then one of your level 1s signs a level 2, that doesn't make you silver. You have to have 3 active level 1 ambassadors on your team with 100 PV to go silver. Okay, so I'm silver. Now what? Well, guess what? If you're silver, then that means you're leading a team. It doesn't matter that there's just 3 people on your team. That means you're a leader. So let's get ready to rumble with that. So let's talk about a little bit on how you go gold. This is all very basic compensation plan things. So hang on, I'm going to make sure everybody's muted. Okay, sorry, I was getting a little feedback there. To go gold, okay, so there's a difference between silver and gold. Silver is only based on the number of people that you need to hit silver. 3. You need 3 level 1 active ambassadors to go silver. Gold, you shift from a number of people to a number of points. And where do those points come from? Well, they're the pay points. Pay points are assigned to the people in your downline. So levels 1, 2, and 3, when they're, okay, let me back up. That might be a little confusing. Okay, level 1 would be anybody I personally sponsor. Level 2 would be anybody that all of those people that I just sponsored. Level 2 are the people that they sponsor. Level 3, it's like a Christmas tree. Level 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're at the tippy top of the Christmas tree. I just want to make sure everybody's clear on that. So levels 1, 2, and 3 are worth 5 points apiece. And really, when you're going gold, I don't anticipate you having any level 4s or 5s. So I'm just going to focus on levels 1, 2, and 3. So those are worth 5 points apiece. So when they get $100 of PV that come through their website, whether that's their personal order or if that's an order from a customer, when their 100 PV comes through their website, their points are activated. So their 5 points become active for you. So 100 divided by 5, that means you need 20 active ambassadors in your downline in order to hit gold. Now, here's where the tricky question comes in. A lot of people think, oh, I need to sign on 20 people to go gold. Okay, I've been struggling on how to say this because that's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to be all of your level 1s. You're probably not going to have 20 level 1s before you hit gold. Probably not. But I want you to work like that's the case. I want you to work on getting 20 level 1s, and somewhere in there you'll hit gold, because as you're still growing your ambassador, your level 1 base really wide. You're still growing that wide. You're also still getting new customers, but you're also training all of your ambassadors, your level 1 ambassadors. You're training them to do what you're doing. So the combination of them getting ambassadors, you getting ambassadors, you'll get 20 and you'll probably hit gold. But I really want you to set your mind to, I'm going to hit gold because I'm going to sign 20 ambassadors. Now, why do I say that? If it doesn't take that, then why do I say that? Well, because your team is going to feed off of your actions. So if you hit silver and you're like, all right, get to work, I'm gonna watch and see what you can do, that's not gonna work very good, because they're gonna think, well, she's just waiting on me to do all the work for her and she's gonna make all this money and I'm doing all this. That ain't happening. So you need to show your team that you're not gonna expect them to do anything that you aren't already doing. And I feel like a lot of people do that, but I just wanted to make that very clear. Your team feeds off of your energy. So if you're signing ambassadors, getting new customers, and the thing is, you need to tell people about that. You need to introduce people on the team pages so that your team sees you doing this. It will be motivational to them, inspirational to them. You are their leader, so they're looking to you to see what you're doing, and they're going to try to duplicate that. So 20 active ambassadors, 100 PV through their website, 20 times 5 is 100, and there's your gold promotion. Now, here's the tricky part. Welcome packs do not count for the gold promotion. So if you have so it's May, if you have, say you have 18 current ambassadors and you sign 2 new ambassadors with a welcome pack, those 2 new ambassadors need to get $100 of PV over their welcome pack in order for their points to be active. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until June, the next month, for auto qualifications to go through before you'll hit that gold promotion. Everybody nod if that makes sense. Yes, yes. Okay, excellent. Awesome. Okay, so I kind of already went over this. You have to realize that you're a leader. And I know for some people that seems kind of scary, but that's what this network marketing thing is pretty much all about. It's teaching you how to be a leader, how to lead a team, how to teach them to do what you're doing so that they can duplicate it to their teams. So I want you to really step into that leadership role. with some confidence. Even if you have no idea what you're doing, step into that leadership role with some confidence, and really become a student. Become a student of network marketing, become a student of being a leader. Because the more you know, the more you can pass on to your team, and it's just going to make your team that much stronger. John Maxwell, he's one of my very favorite network marketing authors. He says, good leadership isn't about advancing yourself, it's about advancing your team. And I am 100% living proof of that. About October, November-ish of this year, or I guess of 2015, I made a list of all of my level ones that were actively working the business. I looked at their points specifically, and I wrote down what they had and what they needed to hit their next rank. Most of them were working towards silver. So I messaged each one of them personally. We had a little powwow to figure out, you know, who were they working on? How many people were they working on? How were they contacting them? What information were they giving them? I did that with each one of those level ones specifically. And I think between November and January, I think we had 5 or 6 people go silver. And you know what? That got me that much closer to Ruby. Because that doesn't necessarily mean that I was adding a lot of people, but when each of those people went silver, they were adding people to my team. Essentially, it was making my Christmas tree bigger. So helping your team members get to their promotions, really pouring yourself into them, that will help you reach the promotion that you're working towards, which is gold. So that should really be your focus. Pick out your runners, pick out the people that are working the business, help them get to silver, and you will get yourself to gold that way. Keep up the intensity. Even though you're leading a team, you have to keep your own intensity up in your own business. You have to keep working your 5-3-1. 5 new contacts a day, 3 follow-ups a day, 1 training, whether that's training yourself or training a team member. And that has to be done every day. It's hard, and I know it's hard, especially if you have kids that are active. That's hard to do, but doing it every day is the quickest way to get to your next promotion. Why is intensity important? Why am I talking about really intensely working your business, showing your team to be really intense about, you know, getting to silver, working to gold? Well, I call it holes in the bucket. And what do I mean by holes in the bucket? Well, it's the real word is attrition. And it's a normal part of network marketing. This industry isn't for everybody, so you are going to have people that quit. You're going to have people that turn their auto qualification off. So the goal is to be filling the bucket up with water at a faster rate than it's dripping out the bottom. That equals growth. That equals more water in the bucket. So the quicker you can pour water into the top, you're still going to be losing it. So you always have to be filling it up, but you just want to fill it up faster than it's dripping out the bottom. So that intensity is how you can promote to gold quickly. Now, can you promote to gold if you're not adding people at a fast rate? Yes, it's just going to take you longer. So if you can really get some motivation and get some intensity and, contests and just helping those people get to silver as quickly as you can, that's going to get you to gold faster. Talked about this a little bit already. Work your business like it depends only on you. Build your level 1 base really wide. And why do I say this? Sarah Robbins, this book, How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business, she talks about how network marketing is a little bit of a numbers game. And she's done a lot of network marketing talks, just general network marketing, not specifically about her product. But they frequently do this exercise where they have people say how many years they've been in there, say how many level 1s they have. And one thing that she says really stands out to me. She said, we are each asked how many people we personally sponsored in our business, and of those, how many account for 80% or more of our income. The answers were very similar. We had all been in our business anywhere from 5 to 25 years. We each sponsored anywhere between 50 and 150 level 1 ambassadors or level 1 distributors over time. Most of us had 80% of our income coming from anywhere between 1 to 3 legs. That means 1 to 3 people were building 80% of her $1 million income. So yes, you might get lucky and strike gold, you know, in your first 5 ambassadors that you sign on, but you just don't know. So you can't just add 5 and then hope and pray and cross your fingers that that's going to be a rock star. One thing that I wrote down is, rather than focusing on finding a rock star ambassador, be your own rock star ambassador. You need to be the best team member on your team. And why do I say that? Because your team is watching you. They're going to feed off of that. So if they see you continually to do your 5-3-1, work hard, add new ambassadors, they're going to strive to do that too, because they see you being successful, so they want a piece of that. So when you're going silver, when you're striving for silver, you should be doing 3 things. The first one is know and understand the power of 3. A lot of you probably have heard power of 3 until you're blue in the face, but if you have not, ask your upline to send you some information about the power of 3. The second thing you need to be doing is getting a basic knowledge about the product. I'm not saying you need to know every ingredient and everything each ingredient does. I'm just saying you need to be able to say, this is the Slim. It's real helpful in balancing blood sugars, balancing the body overall. It's really great for sweet cravings for sweets. It's helped me kick my soda habit. Simple, short. I guarantee you, probably 85% of the people you talk to are not going to ask, well, what are the ingredients and what do they do? Or how does that work scientifically in my body? Me being a nurse, I am so scientifically minded that my first year, I was sending messages this long on Facebook explaining how this did this and that did that. And that is overwhelming. Most people don't care. They want to know, is it easy? Does it work? And what does it taste like? It's pretty simple. So basic product knowledge. Make sure you know what all products we have, the general idea of what those products do, and then rely on your upline. If you do get some questions that you aren't able to answer, rely on your upline, ask them for help, ask them where to find the resources. The third thing you need to do when you're trying to go silver is you need to make your list of 100. Your Frank's list. You need to write down the names of 100 people, and you need to pick out 10 to 15 of those that you're going to reach out to. Do you have a parent? Do you have a sibling? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a best friend? That right there is 4 people. So those should be your first 4 people that you talk to. A parent, a cousin, a sibling, a friend. See if you can get 3 out of those 4 to jump on board with you and do this thing with you. You can tell them, hey, I just started. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I do know that it's made me feel better, and I do know that the compensation plan is really awesome. And, you know, if you can get them on board, that's great. If not, move on to the next name on your list. So those are the 3 things that you need to be doing if you're trying to hit silver. Now, if you're trying to go gold, the 3 things you need to be doing is, 1, you need to develop a more in-depth knowledge base about the products and the business opportunity. So you've already practiced a little bit. You have some basic knowledge about the products, but now you need to dive in a little bit deeper. Get the list of ingredients, go to Google, make sure you're looking at reputable sources. Wikipedia, not reputable. Go to anything that ends in .org or the NCCLN or something like that. Those scientific journals, those are reputable. Usually if you find a thyroid support group page, those are pretty reputable. But stick with the .org websites and the scientific journals. But look at those ingredients. See what the function of each ingredient is separately. And then when you put them together, it makes a little bit more sense on, oh, that's how it balances the blood sugar. Oh, that's how it decreases inflammation in the body. Oh, I see. That's how it kills the yeast in the gut and replenishes the good bacteria. Dive in a little deeper. Take a little bit of time doing the research on the ingredients so that you're a little bit more better equipped to answer those kinds of questions. Now, there is a library, a frequently asked question library in the back office. It's a little tricky to get to. You have to go to the communications tab. You scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a link at the very bottom called, actually, communications tab, and then you go to library. And when the library pops up, you scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a link to the knowledge base, I think is what it's called, knowledge base. You click on that, and it gives you frequently asked questions and answers from corporate about all of our products and some of the business opportunity questions. So if you haven't found that yet, go look for it, find it, and spend some time reading about that, because that is a great resource. 90% of the questions I get can be answered from that specific area in the back office. Plexus also has a YouTube channel. Listen to those weekly opportunity calls, especially if you're learning basic product knowledge. Sheila Medina runs through our entire group of products in like 4 minutes. So that's, I mean, it's very basic, but she gets the point across. So that's a really good way to learn basic product knowledge when you're trying to go silver, basic product knowledge that you can easily repeat if somebody asks you about Plexus. Okay, the second thing you need to do whenever you are trying to go gold is you need to train your team. More than likely, your upline is using a system to train their ambassadors. Ask them first. If they don't have one, then team up with them and develop a training system to train your team members, because going gold is a balance. You have to train your team because you want them to duplicate, but you also have to give the other half of your effort into getting your own customers and your own new ambassadors. That's the most difficult part of going gold, is finding the balance and figuring out where to put more effort on what day. Okay, so train your team, figure out a system. I know a lot of the people on my team, a lot of my level ones, I required them to develop their own training system. So if you're on their team, then they should have something for you. And it needs to be pretty easy. We don't want anything super complicated. We don't want 5 sheets of pages that you have to go through this huge long checklist. You want to make it pretty short, pretty concise. Do this, 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 and this, and then we'll go from there. And the third thing you need to do when you're trying to go gold is you have got to get out of the comfort zone. You have to do it. I saw a picture somebody posted today of these little baby birds in the grass, and the mama bird shoved them out of the nest. So here I am shoving you out of the nest. You have to be bold. You have to be confident. We have the very best health supplements on the market. If you don't believe that, go read some testimonies. They are the very best. Everything else out there has trash in it. It has artificial sweetener, it has sugar, it has hidden nasty junk in it. So our supplements are top of the line supplements, and you have to believe that. Now, when you believe that, that helps your confidence. So when you're talking to somebody, you have to speak to them with confidence. And if they say they're taking something else, you just kind of give them the, oh, bless your heart, I'm sorry. You don't say that. Don't say that. But, you know, you just smile and be like, oh, how's your gut health? You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to talk to people. I think Facebook is a wonderful thing. You can reach a lot of people. It's convenient. You can send messages when you need to. But people want to hear your voice. Oh, man. It says I only have 10 minutes and I still have a whole page. Okay, people want to hear your voice. So you have to talk to them. If it's sending a voice message on Facebook, that's close. I would like for you to carry on a conversation with them, whether it's a face-to-face or on a Zoom chat or FaceTiming. If they can hear the excitement in your voice, that's going to be way better than them reading something on the screen. So talk to a few people face-to-face. Do live events. I have challenged some of my level ones to host a live event. We've done online events for almost a year. but I've challenged them to host live events, and so far, I think they liked it. So I would challenge you to do that. Vendor events are really good. A good way just to practice talking. And practice out loud. When you're in your car, practice answering questions that people ask you so that whenever it comes time to really tell them face-to-face, you don't clam up. Extend your network. Find a mothers of preschoolers group. Find a church group. Find a, I don't know, your kid's baseball team. Talk to moms at the splash park. Extend your network. You don't have to automatically talk about Plexus, but become friends with people that you weren't friends with before. That's the greatest way to extend your network. And if you hear a need, if you overhear people talking about it, speak up, because you might have the answer that they have been looking for years. So don't be afraid to speak up. Okay, here's a few important things to think about. As a leader, your downline is looking to you for guidance. So step into that role proudly. Take it by the horns. Become the leader that you know you can be. Become the leader that you wish you had. That's a really good one. That's a very challenging. Self-growth is crucial in order to successfully lead your team. And what do I mean by self-growth? Learn about network marketing. Learn about the industry. I'm going to spout off some books because I only have 7 minutes left. I'm going to spout off some books. You don't have to write them down because this is recorded and you can come back and watch it. The 4-Year Career, Go Pro, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, Millionaire by Halftime, Beach Money, Go for No, Flip Flop CEO, Failing Forward, which I believe is by John Maxwell. Really anything that has been written by John Maxwell is gold. So if whatever you can read of his, you won't be sorry. Now, here's a really good thing. Another thing to think about. You are nobody's boss. So you have to be encouraging and you have to be inspiring. You can't tell people what to do in this industry. That's why it's great, because it's your own business and nobody's going to tell you what to do. So as the leader, you have to be inspiring and you have to be encouraging, but you can't get discouraged if they're not doing what you want them to do because you're not their boss. So work your own. You are the only person that you can control. So that's what you need to work on. You yourself need to you bust tiny, get what you can get, do the very best you can, and they will follow that. Train your team. Well, how do I train my team? Zoom calls like this. Provide resources. Do not answer questions for them. The best way that you can lead your team is to provide the resources for those people to find the answers. Foster a little bit of independence. Now, don't make them feel like you're leaving them hanging. If they really are struggling in finding an answer, then help them. But give them the resources, give them the tools to become independent so that they can be a leader of their own rather than just automatically saying the answer because it's easier that way. I'm very guilty of that. So I'm trying really hard to provide resources. Be available. And I'm not saying you need to be at their beck and call all day long every day, but answer their questions. Let them know that if you have an open door, and they are very welcome to come ask you questions, and you will answer them as you can. And check on them frequently. I have chats with most of my active level ones. I probably talk to most of them once a week, but I do have one day of the month scheduled for each specific person that I check in on them and see how their business is doing. Tiffany, I'm going to unmute you because I see your hand is raised. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say, do you want me to go in and create another Zoom meeting so you can keep going?
Yeah, let's do that so people can ask questions.
Okay, I'll create it real fast and then I'll post it on your page real fast.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
All right.
So once my time runs out, I will, Tiffany's going to post the new meeting code on my team page, and Mahela, I'll text it to you so you can tell your people. But I'm going to go ahead and finish doing my talking part really quick. I have 4 minutes left, so I think that should be plenty of time. And then when we get onto Tiffany's call, it'll be question and answer, so you guys can ask what you need to ask. the last thing really that I have that I think is really important to remember is if you sign somebody up as a wholesale ambassador, don't expect them to be more than that. Now, I will tell you this. I technically didn't sign up as a wholesale ambassador. I wanted to pay for my products. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I didn't know how to work this or if I wanted to or not. But there are some people that straightforward say, I do not want to sell. Okay, that's fine. You want the cheapest products. Treat them like a customer. Follow up with them like a customer. And if they kind of give you an open door that, hey, I might want to do this, might want to be a little bit more involved with the business, then lead them into, okay, well, here's my checklist. Let's go through that. Let's get you started. Start posting on Facebook, all of those things. But when it comes close to your promotion and you're really looking at points and you're like, oh, don't be discouraged if that wholesale ambassador doesn't order 100 PV that month. They might not want it, and you can't put all of your bets on a wholesale ambassador. Now, there are plenty of diamonds who started out as wholesale ambassadors, so don't give up on them. And definitely if they express the want to, then put all of your effort into them. But don't be discouraged. Don't let yourself get discouraged if somebody who signed up as a wholesale ambassador is just that, a wholesale ambassador. That happens to everybody, and it's okay to have those on your team. Just know that they're not super, super reliable when it comes to those points when you're trying to hit your next strike. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this call. So the recording will stop. So the technical training will be over, but we'll do the Q&A on Tiffany's passcode. And you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and have to upgrade to the next one because I never have enough time with these things. So next time we do one of these, we'll have more time. So, all right. Well, thank you all for joining. Go ahead and hop off of this call and hop on to Tiffany's call, and we will do question and answer. Thanks, guys.